And also I decided to make these little snows. Now I just need to do about 15-ish rows down in this darker color. So here it is. It's just the cutest. Like, I really like this one. But this is how much I've made. Obviously this is 48 hours of me crocheting with a full-time job. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Amanda and I own a small crochet business called The Cotton Florist. And this week we are going to be doing a how much can I crochet in 48 hours challenge. I'm trying to crochet as much as I can for the upcoming 2-day convention in Sydney called Oz ComicCon, and I really want to crochet as much as possible. So I find that doing these challenge videos really helps me stay motivated, and I feel pressured to crochet stuff. So we are starting this challenge on Wednesday at lunchtime, and we will be finishing this challenge on Friday at lunchtime, and then we'll do a little recap and show you everything that I've made. I'm going to try and make a little bit of everything, and then it's a realistic 48 hours. How much can I crochet? I'm hoping to crochet more than I did when I did this video last time. I don't think I crocheted as much, but I'm going to try and crochet as much as I can in this vlog because I feel extra pressured because of my upcoming market and my really high inventory goals for the market. So, which, if you don't know, is $10,000 worth of stock for Oz ComicCon. So we are going to try and crochet as much as we can in 48 hours to sort of help me reach my goal. Oz ComicCon is not until like 60 days, but we need to start now. Because if you know who I am, you know what I'm like. I will leave it to the last minute and then panic. So let's get started and crochet as much as we can in 48 hours. Okay, so I thought I would start off with these little guys. These are my chubby frogs. He hasn't got a smile yet. I need to put that on. I was previously using the Stash Spotlight yarn and I ran out of it. So instead I'm going to be using this. It's Emerald by Premier Parfait Chunky. It's not my favorite green. It's a little bit brighter than the green I was using for the frogs. So I don't think it's going to matter too much. But I just don't know what to use with this green because it's kind of too bright and I don't have anything that I make in this green. So I've got this much of one ball and then I have a full ball left. So I generally sell around 15 of these frogs each market and I have 5. So I'm going to try and use up maybe, well, this is probably 1 frog, maybe all of this. So we're going to see how many frogs we can make. I'm hoping to get a bunch of them done. I'm pretty much just doing all my little stuff at the moment. So I think I'm going to start with this just to kick off this challenge because it's just going to be a quick way for me to, 1, get these frogs done and hopefully leave some room for me to make a bigger project later on in the video. So I'm going to not only be doing small stuff, I'm going to be doing big stuff too. So let's make these frogs. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes or so and we have 1 more frog. So here he is. Obviously no mouth yet. I'll do them like at the end when I do a bunch of them, just so I don't have to keep chopping and changing. So I just finished up that little half ball of yarn I had, or like tiny bit of yarn, and I've now moved on to the full yarn. I'm pretty sure I'm able to make like 6 or so. Like they're very quick and they don't take a lot of yarn. So I think I could probably make a bunch more out of that ball of yarn and then I'm going to stop. So I'm going to see how many I can make and I'm going to make them like really quickly. So let's just crack on and then I'll show you guys how much that ball of yarn can finish. It's now 1 o'clock. So I do still have some things that I'm kind of doing as well, but I'll roughly kind of tell you how long it all took when I finish. Okay guys, so it is a little bit later. It is 10 o'clock and I haven't done a check-in. I think the last check-in I was like 1 or 2. No, it was like 1. Anyway, I was working, so I wasn't able to do any crochet. I was just crocheting in a break, but I did go through and crochet the rest of that yarn that I had, the emerald color yarn. So now we have 7, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 frogs. So that's how much I was able to make off the rest of the yarn. So I think I made 2 or 1. No, I made 1 from the little bit of yarn and then 6 from the whole skein of yarn. Okay, so for the next thing I want to crochet, I was thinking of crocheting fuzzy bees because I haven't done it in a while. And I was thinking of bringing them back to Oz ComicCon because I had them at Omega and they were pretty popular there. I was selling them for $28 each, side by side with my regular bees, which are 18, and I ended up selling out. So I thought maybe I could make some more or make them smaller and put them into keychains. Then I thought I just did a batch of stuff. Like, it's kind of a little bit boring, right, to go from one batch to the other. You guys might find that boring. So instead I was looking through my patterns and I had a pattern saved because I was going to do a mystery jar challenge after this one, because you guys voted on Insta that my next video should be a mystery jar challenge. And I have this pattern I've been looking at and it's so cute. I'll put it on screen because I don't want to show my phone because it just never shows up properly on screen. It's by Vanilla Gurumi and it's called Tommy the Tree Boy. It's the cutest, like just cuteness aggression. It's this little like tree stump with like a little fresh shoot coming out the top, and it's so cute. And I've had it saved and I have no idea like how this will go at a, you know, gaming, anime, pop culture convention, but it's really cute and it fits my theme of like garden, flower, outdoorsy, nature stuff, right? Not that I do a whole bunch of that, to be honest, but I thought this could just look really cute, like just maybe like 3 or 4 of them on a stand, or I don't know, just like pepper them around my display somehow. So I'm gonna make him. I believe it looks like she has made hers with acrylic yarn. I am gonna make it with chenille yarn. So I've decided on my colors already. So she has a darker base and then a light top. So I'm going to use Cocoa for the base. So this is a Premier Pavé Chunky. I'm not sure if it's coming up really that great. It's a little bit darker than Teddy Bear, if you're familiar with the Pavé Chunky colors. Then we have this one, which is a new one called Almond Butter, I think. Almond Butter. And it's the perfect, like it's just, imagine, tree chunk and then like inside bit. I don't know. This, it only uses a very small amount, this bit anyway, but I think this is cute. I was looking at Teddy Bear, but it was kind of too close to this one and it just wouldn't have that really nice like contrast. So I'm going to use this and I'm going to make one. I have no idea how big it's going to turn out either. So I guess we'll see. We'll find out. But I'm going to get started on this one and just see how it looks. And yeah, depending on how it works up and how big it is, I might make a couple just because I don't like to make one of something for cons. Like I like to have like a display of stuff, even if it's just 3 to line the top of my little like tier displays. So that is the one we're going to work on now. I only have a little bit of this left. I think I might have one more ball, but I don't think I will need any more than this. So let's get started on Tommy the Tree Boy. Okay, sorry for the bad lighting. I was changing to my craft room. So okay, so I'm starting now with this pattern. It looks like I should be pretty quick. It's just a very basic shape, so really shouldn't. Oh, I'm supposed to start with a light brown color, damn it. We are off to a good start. This almond butter is honestly probably one of my favorite browns. It's such a nice like light brown. Teddy Bear is definitely my favorite like chocolate brown, like not even, it's like a light chocolate brown. And I use that brown for literally everything, but this is such a nice like complement to like any of the brown colors. It's just really nice and warm. Definitely a great addition. Can pretty much use it for anything, honestly. And I think I've only got 2 balls of it, so I might have to get some more. Anyway, I won't yap because I don't want to bore you all to death. So let's just get this started. Hopefully it won't take that long and I can show you. It's pretty late at night now. It's like 20 past 10. I don't know how many of these I'll be able to make. And I kind of want to have a shower and just get into my pajamas, but we'll see. We'll get a start on it and then I'll show you where I'm up to. Hopefully I can finish it tonight, otherwise I'll show you tomorrow. Okay, so I've done the top now. So this is basically how like wide it will be. Now I just need to do about 15-ish rows down in this darker color. And then we just need to do the stem and the leaf. So it looks like it's turning out to be a pretty quick pattern. So I'm going to quickly do the base of this little tree trunk now and we'll see how big it turns out, because I'm very curious to see like how big this will be. The only thing I've just noticed is that there's a pretty big difference between the thickness of this almond butter color and of this color. And this is like pretty typical of Pavé Chunky. I don't know if you can tell. There is a very big difference between this one and the bottom one. The bottom one's really thick and the dark brown is really thin and fluffy, which is kind of annoying. We'll just have to push through. I don't think it'll be too much of an issue, but it is, yeah, it's a very big difference. Anyway, we'll keep going because I don't have any other option, because I think that the other brown, let me check if the other yarn, the other skein of brown is the same thickness. Yeah, so I just checked and it is also very thin. So it's just, that's just Pavé Chunky being Pavé Chunky, honestly, at this point. There really isn't a lot of consistency, but anyway, it's all good. Let's just keep going. Okay, so now we're at the part where we only have a few more rows to go, but we need to put in eyes. This is where we're at. I mean, it does look like a little tree. doesn't have any eyes. So I need to think if I want to use my 12mm eyes or if I want to use my 10mm eyes. Okay, so we finished the base, like the trunk. Isn't he just the cutest? I had to remind myself not to overstuff because when you want something to sit flat, you obviously can't overstuff it. And I am now a serial overstuffer. Like I overstuff everything. I used to understuff, now I overstuff. I understuffed this one, the appropriate level of understuffing. So he sits very nice and flat. I have also finished off his little feet. They're just like these little things and they are not stuffed. And I guess they just sit out like that. I don't even know how well this is coming up on camera. I'm assuming not well. I'm going to put these little feet on. I think they sit just at that back loop only level, I think. Alrighty, let's put these little leggies on first. His feet look really big. I don't know about his feet. They seem really big. Like maybe too big. Oh no, I don't like it. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna cut this off. I don't want to have to redo the body because I'll wreck it if I end up like, oh my gosh, this is so annoying. Okay, we're back to where we started from and a bunch of mess. Okay, so I'm going to start that again. Little stem. I need to put this on now and hopefully it doesn't flop. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried it will flop. Oh, okay, it's okay. I don't know if I can add another leaf though. Okay, he's done. Isn't he just so precious? See how the leaf is like, the stem is wanting to like do that. I think for the next one I make, I might make it an actual round instead of just a chain. And I think that will prevent it from like flopping. He's cute. I'm gonna add blush though. Okay, it's done. It's finally done. It's 11:30 at night and it's done. Okay, so here it is. So cute. I'll obviously show you guys tomorrow when like it's not the worst lighting you've ever seen. Because it looks like it's picking it up really weirdly and brightly on the screen. But yeah, this is super, super cute. I am going to make more of them because I can't just have one. But now after I make probably another one of these, I'm going to start on fuzzy bees. So I'm going to be using this. It's line brand yarn. This is Buttercup and this one is Slate. So I'm going to use these for my fuzzy bees as usual. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Okay, so it's the next day and I thought I'd show you guys what this little tree stump looks like with actual real light. So here it is. It's just the cutest. Like I really, really like this one. I actually thought about making different types of wood stumps, like a mahogany and like other colors. And I have a nice color that I think would work well with like a mahogany color. And then maybe I can have a collection of all different colored like little tree stumps. Because obviously in nature, all trees are a slightly different type of brown and like orange. Like an orange tint, not actual orange. So I thought that could be really fun just to add some little like whimsy to my display. So this is him in the natural light. Super cute. Really, really cute. And also I wanted to show you guys the fuzzy bees that I was going to be doing. As you know, it was pretty late last night when I finished the tree. I think I stayed up like maybe another hour or so getting myself kind of ready for bed, honestly. And I did a little bit of a bee. It's the start. We have the start. So I'm going to make, my aim is to make a few, I don't know, maybe 5 for the con. I don't know how many in this video, depending on how quickly I get sick of fuzzy yarn. But I'm going to try and just see how many I can do before I get frustrated with it. And then I'll try and move on to something else. I'm trying to think of what else I can do after this. Something a little bit interesting that I haven't done before. But for now, we're going to do fuzzy bees and see like how much I can do. It's currently 2 o'clock, which is, I mean, it's a work day for me. So I haven't been able to crochet at all because I've been at work. But I'm going to do a little bit of this in my break. And then when I finish work, I'm going to do a lot more. So this is definitely a realistic 48-hour, how much I can crochet, juggling work as well. So when I finish work, I'm going to really crochet a lot of these bees if I can. I also want to make some mini ones for keychains, but I don't know if I'll do it this time around. Majority of the crochet that I actually get done is at nighttime between the hours of like 10 and 2 a.m. So I don't usually film too much of that because I'm usually really like half asleep. So I'm going to push on with this and I'll do a little check-in very shortly when I hopefully have a bee done. Okay, so it's much later in the evening now. It's 6:30 and I have just finished these two bees. For some reason, one of them is considerably bigger than the other. I did make one this size-ish and then I undid a bunch of lines, a bunch of rows, and ended up with this. So this was like the perfect size for me. So I'm gonna try again and make another one because I don't want them to be this size. This is the size that I was doing before, I think, which was like $28. But if I can get them to this size, I can probably sell them for 20. So I don't know, I'm gonna maybe try again, and then whatever size it ends up being is just stick probably with that size. So these are the two that I've done. So add these to the pile of stuff I've done, basically. Now, I did speak about this and wanting to redo it. I've added a little mouth. I don't think you can see because it's like the color is a bit dark. But anyway, I thought I'd redo it again. Like I said, I was going to. I thought these two colors could be nice. And I also really want to do like a mahogany, like an orangish color. So maybe I'll do 3 and we'll just kind of compare and see which colors work best. But I think I'm going to do this one next. It's the same kind of tones. Like I'm going to do the lighter one on top and then darker. So that, and then we'll see what this turns out. So this is a Scarly Teddy Bakery and it's called Chocolate for this color. And this one is almond butter, same one we used yesterday for Parfait Chunky. So I'm going to get started on this and then we'll see what the difference is like with regards to like how much difference I guess it makes to features. So I'm gonna do that now. Okay, so we are on our final day of the 48-hour crochet challenge. I want to show you a couple of things that I made last night. First of all, you will remember this guy, which I already showed you, and I said I was going to remake it, and I did. Here he is. So he's a little bit bigger because I've used Parfait Chunky and Scarly. Scarly yarn actually was the same thickness as this almond butter Parfait Chunky, because you know how there was like a difference between these two, and then that's just Parfait Chunky being really inconsistent, but it ended up being like the same thickness as the Scarly yarn. So he turned out a little bit bigger, which is fine. I did the changes that I said I was going to do. My gosh, there's fluff everywhere. So I did a 4 single crochet stem, so it's like a 4 single crochet round instead of this, because I found this to be a little bit floppy with the plush yarn. If you're using acrylic yarn, it probably wouldn't be, but everything's a bit heavier with plush yarn. So I just did that to accommodate his little leaf. I was going to do 2 leaves, but I kind of like it as 1. So we've got him as just the 1. So I did the him. And also, you guys already see me make the 2 bees, but like in the sun, they look a little bit nicer. 2 different sizes. I'm going to keep trying to make this size. I don't know what I did wrong. And also I decided to make these little snoms. How cute are they? So these are No Sew Snoms by Hates Numi, but I think she's rebranded to something else. I'll put it on screen. I've used a few of her patterns before and they're really great. This was ridiculously quick, like 10 minutes. I don't know. It's just, anyway, it's a No Sew Snom. So I'm going to be adding a bunch of these little guys. I also have a free pattern that I found for a really big one, but you have to do the spikes individually. So I'm kind of like, do I really want to do that right now? No, I just wanted the No Sew pattern. So I bought the No Sew pattern instead just to do quickly. And I'm going to try and make a bunch of these. We still have like another half a day of today before I finish the challenge. So I think I can make a bunch more of these and maybe something else. I don't know. But so far this is what we've made. I know that's not a lot of stuff. Oh my gosh. You'd think I would have learnt every time I do that. But this is how much I've made. Obviously this is 48 hours of me crocheting with a full-time job. So I think it's like a good realistic view of what's possible. Obviously, if I didn't have a full-time job, I would have been able to probably make more. But then again, I procrastinate a lot, so probably not even. But yeah, so this is what I've made in 48 hours so far. I'm going to keep crocheting because I want to make more of these. And then we'll do like a full recap of everything I've crocheted and also how much inventory it ended up being. Because I think that's pretty interesting for anyone who's market prepping to see what's possible in a short amount of time if you have other commitments, how much you can crochet. And I crochet maybe like 4 hours a day max because I just don't have the time. I will check back in when I have done more of these little guys. Okay, so it is now the end of the vlog and I'll do a little recap of what I've made. In that last time between now and the last clip you would have seen, I unfortunately only was able to make 2 more snoms. It was a very busy afternoon for me. I was not able to crochet at all. So like I said, very realistic 48 hours of what my crochet, I guess what my life looks like trying to crochet. So I wasn't able to get as much as I wanted to crochet. However, I still did get a fair amount of plushies done and it definitely helped with my inventory. So I'll go through what I crocheted and then how much worth of inventory that equals. So starting off with the frogs, we have 7 of these little frogs and they are all here. 7 of these chunky guys. So, and next up we have our little tree. So we have them both here. I am going to do another one still, but it will be in my weekly crochet market prep vlog. So keep an eye out. I do have like this really nice kind of mahogany color, which I want to do. So I'll have probably 3 or 4 of these guys. So I've got these 2 for this vlog, and I have the 2 bees. And last but not least, we have these 4 little no-sew snoms, which are just so adorable. Like, these are just so cute. So all up, the total inventory for this, so I'll go through the pricing so you know what I'm talking about. So these little snoms are $18 each. These little trees are $28 each. These bees, I'm not sure if they're going to be 25 or 28. I'm just going to put 25 for now. If I can't remember the exact pattern to get them equal to this size, this is 25, this would be more of a 28. So depending on what my next ones turn out like, depending on, yeah, that's how big, because I can't really count these stitches. So whichever size the next one comes out, it's just going to be whether it's 25 or 28. And these 7 frogs, these are all $18 each. And that totals $304, which is pretty good for 2 days worth of crocheting. Obviously, that was a very small amount of crocheting that I actually got done, probably only a couple of hours per day. So if you're also someone like me who has a job and can't crochet around the clock, this is kind of a good indication of how much you can actually get done if you only have a couple of hours to crochet. Obviously, it depends on how fast you crochet. I don't think I crochet that quickly, so this is, I think, pretty realistic. I mean, for the frogs, they take around 15 minutes. The snoms take around 15 minutes or even less. These guys took around an hour with all their pieces, I suppose, maybe less. I was kind of trial and error. This was the first one I did, and this one I changed some things with it. So maybe like an hour or less than an hour. And these are maybe around 25 minutes each. So it's not bad. You can, you know, you can really get a fair amount crocheted in a day with these smaller patterns. So that is all I was able to make in 48 hours. I would have liked to do some more interesting things. However, I got ridiculously busy today and only crocheted 2 snoms for the entire day. So not a really good representation of my time. So anyway, with that being said, that is the end of the vlog. I will have some more challenges coming up where I actually have dedicated time to get more than a few things crocheted. Also, I have market prep coming up. As you know, I have only around 57 days until Oz ComicCon Sydney. So I do have a lot more prep to go. So if you like what you're seeing, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.